Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mark Roden, and in today's video we have another one of the 5 reasons you should and 5 reasons you should not buy a blank series that we started like last week. I'm liking this series. The views aren't like great or whatever, but I think it's a good series. It's sort of like a buyer's guide. It's like a good, bad, and ugly, but simplified, if that makes any sense. And so far we've been doing great. So today's video is going to be the 5 reasons you should buy and the 5 reasons you should not buy a C6 Corvette. The way this works, in case you're new here, since this is a new series, is first we go over one good thing and one reason why I think you should buy it, then one reason why I think you shouldn't buy it, and then one reason why I think you should buy it, one reason why, until we get to 10 total, obviously 5 of each. And at the end, I tell you whether or not I think you should buy it and just my overall thoughts on the car as well. Sound good? Sound good. Now, this next part I have to read off my computer, so I won't be looking at you guys, sorry. But I scoured the internet to see what all the owners were saying and got the common complaints and the common praises about the car here for you. However, I have never actually owned one of these cars myself, so if you think I got something wrong or would like to add something, the comments are completely public. Despite what some people may think, I do not like spreading misinformation. That is not what I want to do here. So if you own a C6 Corvette or you have owned a C6 Corvette and at any point during this video you think I say something wrong or you think there's something that's really important that I missed out on, please, by all means, I'd greatly appreciate it in the comments. I won't take offense to it. It's constructive criticism. That's all there is to it. I'm trying to help people. If you want to help them out too, that'd be great. Either way, media of the day, because we're not doing song of the day or movie of the day or TV show of the day. We're not doing that anymore. We're going to do media of the day. That way I can change it up and have it be a song, movie, TV show, or even a video game every day and just do whatever I want. So media of the day today is Rocket League, a video game. First video game of the day, I guess you could say. Dude, I've been playing Rocket. I didn't play Rocket League until last month. That was the first time I ever played Rocket League, was last month, and I have fallen in love with it. I play it every weekend with my buddies. It is so much fun. I am horrible at it. I am probably the worst Rocket League player in the world, but it is a blast. You should absolutely go give it a shot. But without further ado, let's go right into it with 5 reasons I think you should, and 5 reasons I think you should not buy a C6 Corvette. Also, guys, I'm sorry, but I think I'm coming down with like a little cold or something. I'm all stuffed up, so if I sound a little nasally and annoying today, I deeply apologize. It's just, my nose is all getting clogged. Either way, reason number 1 why I think you should buy a C6 Corvette is the power. As we all know, C6 Corvettes come with an LS under the hood. In bone stock, they already make well over 400 horsepower, but if you modify them, they can make a ridiculous amount of power. Obviously, if you're specifically going for power, there's really no contender to American cars. Like, yes, Japanese cars can make good power in some occasions, like the 2JZ, RB26, 4G63. Those motors can make good power, don't get me wrong. But the vast majority of the time, if you're going for straight line performance, right out of the gate, you buy a American muscle car, and the Corvette is incredible for that. It's got the same power as cars like Camaros, but with significantly less weight and better aerodynamics. It is a straight line demon. However, leading into that, or working off that, bouncing off that, I guess you should say, reason number 1 why I think you should not buy a C6 Corvette is the power. I know, it sounds kind of counterintuitive here, but counterintuitive or counterproductive? I don't know what word was the correct one to use there. But I do think there are a lot of people out there where the power on this car, it will be too much for them. And the fact that there's rear-wheel drive only also definitely does not help. You should absolutely be smart and just be humble, you know what I mean? Be honest with yourself. If you're a younger kid and you're worried about driving a rear-wheel drive car with over 400 horsepower, don't do it. Buy a cheaper rear-wheel drive. These are expensive cars, so buy a cheaper rear-wheel drive car that you can learn on, because rear-wheel drive is a completely different beast from front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. And if you decide to jump into it with a car that has 400 horsepower or plus, it can be dangerous. And obviously, yes, we want to have fun, but we also want to have fun without killing ourselves. However, reason number 2 why I think you should buy a C6 Corvette is something that a lot of people don't like to talk about for some reason, which kind of blows me away, but the reliability. Yeah, for those who don't know, LSs are extremely reliable cars, or motors, I should say. Like, every LS out there is bulletproof, not just in the sense of, yeah, you can build it and make good power out of it. Like, yes, it handles power well and it's reliable in that aspect as well, but even if you don't decide to do that, you just want to use this car as, I know it's crazy to say, but some people might want to do it as some sort of a daily driver even. It can do that. Now, your gas mileage is going to be horrible and it's going to be uncomfortable. You're not going to have a lot of space. It won't be the best daily, but you can in terms of reliability. These LSs are, like I said, bulletproof. They put them in everything. And there's really no arguing that. LS motors are some of the most reliable V8s ever built, and that's all there is to it. They're very reliable cars. However, reason number 2 why I think you should not buy a C6 Corvette, we've already kind of mentioned this a little bit earlier, but I'll mention it again here, is the price. Yeah, these cars are not cheap. Even a base model C6 Vet right now is around $20,000, and that's expensive. A lot of regular people spend 20 grand on their cars, and they as their daily drivers, their only car, and they drive that car for 5-6 years before swapping it out for a newer car, spending another 20 grand, whatever it may be. And you're spending that on a sports car. It's just, I mean, we're car guys, so we're going to do it anyways. I mean, I'm trying to buy a $40,000 BMW M4 as my next car when I absolutely should not do that. But we're going to do it. We're going to spend more money than we should on our cars because that's what we like. But at the same time, you do have to kind of scratch your head a little bit here and wonder if it's actually worth it. You're spending $20,000 on a car that you're only driving, especially if you live up north, 6 months out of the year, or more like 7 or 8 months out of the year. And even then, it's not like you're driving that every day. It's not the best financial decision. However, reason number 3 why I think you should buy a C6 Corvette, and we've already kind of talked about this a little bit earlier as well, but is the tuning potential, clearly. It's, again, we just no secret. We talked about it with the power. We'll talk about it again here, but it is no secret whatsoever that LS motors are just unbelievable motors when it comes to building power. They're not like the best in the world or anything like that, but the reason why people love them so damn much is because they're incredible. They're just as good as motors like the 2JZ, RB26, blah, blah, blah. They're just as good as those motors, but for significantly cheaper. You could build these things up with pennies, man. It takes no money. It is my uncle has a LS C5. He has a C5 Corvette, and his all motor making like 600-700 horsepower. Like they just love it. They just love power, these cars, man. So if you are looking for a car that you want to have some fun and build some power and see some actual performance gains when you do performance mods on it, there's really no arguing with an LS. Reason number 3 why I think you should not buy a C6 Corvette, though, is again kind of tapping into that whole daily driver aspect of it. But the space and the fact that the car only has 2 seats, it's no secret that C6 Corvettes, or just Corvettes in general, are sports cars. One can even argue that they're supercars. I personally think they are. I think they have supercar performance. Why are they not considered supercars? Because they're not as expensive? That's stupid. But either way, you could argue that, right? And so because of that, their number one concern was clearly not space, whether it was cabin or cargo space. You're not going to have tons of legroom. You're not going to have a ton of room to put all your golf clubs in these cars. It's just not built for that. And if you thought it was for some reason, if you thought you could get away with it, you might be in for a rude awakening. I don't know. But there are some people out there that do daily drive their Corvettes and deal with this space. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's just not ideal. Reason number 4 why I think you should buy a C6 Corvette, however, is going to be going to the fact that these cars are an appreciating asset right now. Now, I am not one of those guys that likes to buy cars and put them in a garage for 10 years and sell them for 10 times the money I bought it for and just use it as an investment. I actually kind of hate people like that. However, if you can still drive your car, and in 10 years, as long as you take care of your C6 Corvette and keep it nice, keep it clean, you can put 10,000 miles on it, you can put 20,000, 30,000 miles on it, you can have fun with the car still. But if you take good care of it and keep it clean, you will make money on this car, which is very rare to say for a car enthusiast car. 9 times out of 10, we buy our cars. It's not even for a car enthusiast car, it's just for every car in general. Cars are, again, 9 times out of 10 depreciating assets. Like they just drop in price unless you're buying at the cheapest possible like margin, and then you're most likely going to be losing money on your car. And this is one of the ones that you most likely won't in a couple of years, which is cool to see, obviously. However, reason number 4 why I think you should not buy a C6 Corvette is an actual like problem with the car for the first one. These cars really don't have that many like common problems and common complaints and things like that. So this is the first like true common problem. The harmonic balancer will just completely wobble itself apart. Apparently, that's just a common problem with these cars. I guess it makes sense since the motor's so gosh darn strong. It's such a heavy duty motor, god darn it. But yeah, it'll just wobble itself apart sometimes. Harmonic balancers, Jesus, my bad, aren't fun to replace, not in the slightest bit, and they're not cheap either. It's time consuming. It's not a job that like you're just gonna be like, oh, well, it's like an O2 sensor. If I could just replace it. Like, no, it'll take some time. It's not the end of the world. It's not like you have to do a head gasket or anything, but it's definitely it's definitely a job. Let's just leave it at that. However, leading into that, because again, it's a problem that you most likely are going to have to fix at one point in your C6 Corvette career, I should say the fifth reason and the last reason as to why I think you should buy a C6 Corvette is that these cars are easy to work on. So even if this car does tend to have some problems for you, if you buy a higher mileage one that wasn't taken care of, a salvage title one, etc., at least it's not going to be like trying to fix a, I don't know, a M5. Like it's not the end of the world if something breaks. It's still not fun, and I obviously hope that your C6 Corvette runs perfectly for the rest of your life and you never have any problems with it. But if something does break, the C6 Corvettes are not the end of the world at all when it comes to working on them, especially when it comes to engine-based stuff. It's no secret that C6, or just Corvettes in general, kind of have that long front end, that long slanted nose, and LS's, the motors in these cars, are very small for a V8, and so you have plenty of room, plenty of space. My uncle's C5 in particular, man, that thing was like, it was like working on a Honda, but with a freaking V8 muscle car. It was surprising. However, reason number 5, and the final reason why I think you should not buy a C6 Corvette, is another actual like mechanical problem with these cars sometimes. The torque tube is going to have issues. That's pretty much all people were saying online about it, is that, hey, the torque tube has issues, which kind of is a little bit vague, obviously. I'm going to be honest, I don't even know what a torque tube really does, if I'm being 100p with you guys, so I'm sorry. But it seemed like a common problem, so I'm putting it here as a common problem. It's something that you might want to address one day. I looked it up really quick while I was talking about that, and apparently a torque tube transfers energy from the Corvette's drivetrain to its wheels more efficiently than a crankshaft and improves its structural. That's weird. So it's kind of like that sounds like it's similar to something like a drive shaft, but transfers energy from the Corvette's drivetrain to its wheels. Interesting. So a differential? Like an axle? There's a lot of things that do that, I feel like. Kind of confusing there. Obviously, you guys probably know more than me here. I sound like an idiot. I sound like a bumbling moron right now, and I'm a car YouTuber that doesn't even know what a torque tube is, and you guys are probably like, I'm unsubscribing from him. Makes total sense. I don't blame you at all. But I just wanted to put it out there that torque tubes apparently go in these cars quite frequently, and you might want to address that. So my final thoughts. Do I think you should buy a C6 Corvette? I think you should only buy a C6 Corvette if you already have a reliable daily driver for the winter and you know you're going to take good care of this car while also already knowing how to drive a car properly. Like, these cars are monsters and they are to be taken seriously, but if you are smart enough and you have enough experience under your belt, they've earned their reputation for a reason as being one of the most influential popular sports cars of all time, and you will have an absolute blast owning a C6 Corvette. But again, I really think there are a lot of caveats to that. I don't think it's a one-size-fits-all kind of sports car. It's not something where anybody can just jump right into it and don't have to worry about anything. Like, yes, the car's reliable, but that doesn't mean it's not a 400 horsepower rear-wheel drive $20,000 car that is not practical to drive on a daily basis. It's reliable in that sense, and that's good, but it's expensive. It's not for the faint of heart. It's going to take a little bit of preparation to actually own a C6 Corvette, and I think you need to make sure you check all those boxes before actually pulling the plug on one. That's my opinion. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video on the 5 reasons why you should and 5 reasons why you should not buy a C6 Corvette. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Let me know what other videos I'd see in the comment section down below. Check the links in the description for any of my other social medias or any of my other YouTube channels or any of that great Mumbo Jumbo. And I will be leaving a comment down below. It'll be the pinned comment with a account, called Giggity Plays, where I'll be uploading any sort of me trying new video games, because I've been a COD player for like so long. I've always played like competitive video games or whatever, but I've never really played any of like the story games or any of like the really popular games, and I kind of wanted to try some of those out, so I decided I would make a whole channel dedicated to it. And if you guys are interested in watching me play some video games, man, it'll be the pinned comment below. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, this series is a completely new series, so I'm still kind of working out the edges on it, working out the kinks on it or whatever, but I'm having fun with it so far, and I think most of you guys are as well. So please, by all means, keep recommending cars for me to do these videos on. That's usually how I get most of my cars that I do videos on, is through recommendations, as long as they're reasonable. If they're a car that like 10 people are going to watch, obviously I can't really do that, but if it's a car that most people know about or whatever and might be interested in, then I will absolutely do that. So if you guys are interested in seeing 5 reasons why I think you should and 5 reasons why I think you should not buy your car, oh, I just burped, excuse me. Let me know in the comments below. That was disgusting. That was a disgusting burp. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Love each and every one of you. Das Vidania, and have a nice night. Go play Rocket League.